Hey everybody, JRR here, and today's little roleplay rant is actually something I've touched on before. And just thinking about that hurts my head. I have a video on my site called Gamer Haterade. For those of you who don't know what this is, in a nutshell, Gamer Haterade is when one genre of gamers pretty much bashes another genre of gamers, and it goes all the way around and around and around and around. It's because certain people don't like certain genres. I've accepted that. Let me give you an example. A good common one, those of you who play first-person shooters, mainly the Call of Duty guys. I'm saying mainly because the Call of Duty guys used to be the Halo guys until Call of Duty came out. Then said, "Oh, I want to be in the military. I'm in the military. I don't want to play a game where I'm doing the exact same shit I gotta do in real life." No, spank you very much. Whatever. But most of the time, those who play more action-styled games, action, first-person shooter, adventure, things like that, where it's more active, then they come back and they usually bash role players. They tend to bash the role players, they tend to bash the puzzle guys, they tend to bash other games because like, oh, that's stupid, I just run around and... I'm going to have to agree with what someone else said. No, I'm not going to use names, but he's far known more than I am, so it don't matter either way. But I'm going to pretty much sum up most shooting games, most FPS games, in the way he does it. Center my screen and shoot. Center my screen, push the button. 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 Oh, that's the person I want dead? Center my screen, push the button. The only difference in skill is center my screen on their head and push the button. Center my screen on their head and push the button. Center my screen on their head and push the button. Otherwise, it's center my screen, center mass, shoot them in the chest. Center screen, center mass, shoot them in the chest. Center screen, center mass, shoot them in the chest. You see the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. I play first-person shooters. I am one of those guys that sits there, center screen, shoot him in the head. Center screen, shoot him in the chest. Stupid zombie, take this. One of those type of things. I have no problem playing those type of games, and I don't sit there and go after role players. I don't. I don't go after the puzzle guys. I don't go after the adventure guys. I don't care if you play Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. I don't care if you play Pokemon. I don't give a damn what you play. As gamers, in general, we should be accepting the fact of, hey, there's different games for different people. I mean, hell, that jocks have cell phones now. Technically, they're becoming more nerd-like than they think they is. Sorry. By the way, yes, I did pass my English exam for college credit, so I'm going to purposely use horrible English. Purposely. Why? Because I can. I got a college credit to say I can. I'm going to do it. Sucks to be y'all. No, not really. Moving along. The reason I keep looking this way right now is because that's where my TV's at, that's where my system's on. I'm trying to think rationally through things. Yeah, okay. I'll give you a good example. I got, on PlayStation 3, I got the Dragon Ball game. Dragon Ball is some fancy Japanese word, whatever. Whatever, I give up on that. It's just, man. And it's a more intuitive fighting game than, say, walk over and sweep. Or like I did in Mortal Kombat, teleport and sweep, and teleport and sweep, and teleport and... I'm Shao Kahn, I don't care. Teleport and sweep, and teleport and sweep, and teleport and... This is on the hardest difficult, I don't care. Teleport and sweep, and teleport and sweep. So in the Dragon Ball game, it's more of, either I'm going to try to beat you up, or I'm going to get distance and blast you. How do you stand for the win? And it's true. And the reason why this is under my roleplay rant is because role players are getting just as bad as the fucking FPSers. They are. And I say the FPSers because they're the ones that mainly do it. They're the ones that, oh, this sucks and that sucks. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. Which people love to do for some crackhead reason. I don't know. Maybe they took too many puffs. I don't know. But I could see why certain people hate roleplay. Like if your real life name was Shang Tsung. If your life name was Michael Myers. You see where I'm getting at, right? If your real life name happens to be something that was made into a game at some point, and people jump on you going, hey, you're a role player. Dude, no, I'm not. That's my name. That's actually my name. I was born with this name. My parents gave me this name. The given name is that, and my family name is this, and stuck with it, and I can't escape it. And I'm not going to go at age 13 to get my name changed because don't really think about it. But sure enough, they're going to have like 5 million requests. Oh crap! You're Frederick Krueger? Oh fuck yeah! No, I'm Fred Krueger. Why, is that famous or something? And then they look up Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like, oh, fucking A. No wonder I got all these Nancys coming after me. Oh, for the love of... Okay, 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 okay. So I could see to a point, but this goes back to my issue 2. For those of you who've actually watched my videos, you know exactly what issue 2 is. People cannot read/listen. Now I've gone out my way, and now most of my roleplay characters, I purposely put a name out there that you can't fuck it up. You can't. You just can't. You can't. You just, there's no way. Think Final Fantasy 13 did the same thing. They purposely gave code names that you just can't fuck it up. You just can't. You just can't do it. You can't. But her name is Sarah. Yeah, that's why most role players go with the code name, the Lightning, because you can't fuck that up. It's Lightning. You see a character named Lightning, you know it's either Raiden or Lightning. Which one? Who knows? But if you look or read the profile or something, here it is. Read. So I can understand why some people get upset in the not even FPS. Most game styles and most game genres in general get mad at role players, depending on the situation. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, FPSers love to bash the role players. Holy crap! You actually try to go for a game for story? No, fuck that. I play this game just shoot people in the face. Anyway, I'm not trying to knock FPSers. Hell, I play fighting games and first-person shooters. And to be perfectly honest, when I first started playing games, I played Final Fantasy VI and I played Street Fighter. Those are the top 2 games I played. Why? 1, I would like to beat the crap out of people, and 2, there was a story, which helped me lead to me beating the crap out of people. So again, moving right along. When I first started playing video games, and I mainly played fighting games, and I got into Final Fantasy VI because of my dad. Shocking ass. Final Fantasy VII was your first RP experience? Hell no. It was 6. I know it was 6 because I was sitting there fucking rolling on the floor laughing when my dad got killed by chicken lips. That was the funniest shit ever. It's chicken lips. Wake, dead. I was like, you got taken out by fucking chickens. Unless you do better. Okay. Dead. I'm gonna need a minute, Dad. So I went out and looked for a way to beat the chicken lips, and when I found it, dead. They died. I was like, fuck you. But at that point in time, I didn't even understand what the hell was going on in the game, because I didn't know any of the story. I didn't. I was just like, I beat up some chickens. Go me. Yeah, brother. Stabbed into a chicken neck. But no, we're not going into that. Now, moving right along. It took a few years before I even got into an FPS because, as I described it, and as other people describe it, that's how I saw it. Center the screen and shoot. How fucking hard could that be? Center the fucking screen and shoot. Okay. Dead. Whatever. Moving on. The only reason why I got into first-person shooters was because I was deployed. Yeah, the perfect place to get into first-person shooters, right? You're going out in the place where you're possibly going to get shot in the first place. But hey, why don't you play shooting games while you pass the time? Yeah, that adds up. But we had every branch, well, the primary 4 branches there, and they had their little teams, and we had 2 big screen TVs that were like back to back. So you had Team A and Team B usually, and the screens were back to back, so you couldn't see what the other side was doing, which was great because you had Team 4 versus a team. Sorry, I keep going off camera. I apologize. You have a team of 4 taking on a team of 4, and about where my mustache is where the TV was. Okay. Now, as we're going through, as people know, I'm in the Air Force, so the Air Force side was actually missing a gamer. They had 3 people while the other branches had 4. Every branch had at least 4. I think the Marines had 2 sets of 4, maybe 3 sets of 4, but they had at least 4. Well, one day I was playing one of my fighting games. I think at the time it was Tekken, and I was just beating the crap out of people with June. Not Jen, June. You know, the girl who likes grabbing your feet, twisting the shit out of it, like frickin' Kurt Angle in wrestling. Take off. Yeah. I had a fun time with her, so I was beating crap out of people with her. Well, someone from the Halo team kind of saw me and was like, oh shit, we didn't know he was a gamer. They just saw me walk around the base, whatever, thought nothing of it. They didn't know I was a gamer because I was never seen it around the same time they were. So they saw me and they're like, oh, well, hey, can I ask you something? And I'm like, sure, whatever. Other people started coming in to play. I was beating the crap out of them. I didn't care. It was just like, I'm going to go through you. It's my job. because I was strong in the fighting games at that time, I was just all over it. I didn't care. It was like, you want to come on in? Come on in. As in, I got the whole dorm to cheer for the other whoever came in. The dorm cheered for them so they could try to beat me. You see how this works. I became one of those guys where, in a fighting game, if I start getting momentum, I dominate. And if I dominate, I hold the domination for as long as possible, which annoys people because I just don't sit there and go, oh, okay, I'll let you beat me. No, I don't. You gotta earn your victory against me. Like, universally, I'm known as a universal center in games. Universal center. That means half the group is going to fall to me, the other half is going to beat me. Those who are about equal with me, it's going to be a nice little match. And people were cheering and screaming, get him, get him, get him. Anyway, while I'm out practicing, they're like, hey, you're obviously a stronger gamer. Could you help us in Halo? We need a 4th person because this 4-on-3 shit is not helping. And I'm like, what's Halo? What the fuck is Halo? Yes, that was actually my question. What the fuck is Halo? I did not know what Halo was. I didn't care. I thought it was a thing around the head. What, we're playing a game about cherubs? What the fuck? What do you need me for? What do you mean teams of 4 and 3? You're playing a game about cherubs and rings and... I'm not following. So they get me into it. They kind of tell me, hey, just try it. Do what you can. So I'm sitting here fumbling with the controllers. I'm like, oh, great, first-person shooter, what the fuck ever. So, of course, everyone came for me because, oh, it's a rookie. Like, I stuck you in the face. I'm like, okay, keep laughing, bitch. Keep laughing. Then I figured out what the controls were. Oh, people started hating me at that point. Was I an expert? No. But they no longer were able to snipe me. They couldn't hit me with a vehicle. They couldn't stake me with grenades. They got pissed off because I learned, hey, this is how this moves, this is how that moves, this is looking, this is attacking, and I got melee. They're like, yeah, you can melee people. Whoa, stop. You didn't say anything about me hitting people. Well, if you hit him back in the head, you kill him one shot. Really? You don't say. Zanoni Prime has assassinated so-and-so. Zanoni Prime has assassinated someone else. Zanoni Prime has assassinated. Zanoni Prime has assassinated. Zanoni Prime has assassinated. Zanoni Prime has assassinated. That's all they started seeing. Once I learned, hey, here's an elite, I shot 3 bullets in that whole game. Why? Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But once I learned that it can assassinate, I found a way to him. I found my way. Then they're like, oh, this button throws grenades. Hallelujah. Oh, really? Double kill. Come on. And yeah, I got into first-person shooters because I was able to melee and blow shit up. That was it. That was the whole reason I liked blowing shit up. I was like, hey, grenade. Why'd you kill me like that? Why'd you run into it? But even then, I still didn't sit there and go, oh, I'm all for FPS now. Fuck role-playing games. No. Everyone has their own diversions. Now, to the role players, I'm going to simply bring it up. Just because you have a character, and it doesn't mean you're infatuated with your... Infatuated? That's the word. Infatuated. Infatuated is the word. It doesn't mean you're infatuated with your character. Some of us have multiple characters, and we like doing a story. Oh my god! I'm not going to go over the storyline thing. I am not. You notice I have to keep catching myself. The reason why I have so many characters that interact with one another, unlike some of the other people who have, I have Sailor Moon, and she's best friends with Freddy Krueger, who's best friends with Kakarot, who's best friends with what's the good name? Kratos, who's best friends with Batman, who's best friends with the Wolverine, who's best friends with, Edward Cullen, who's best friends with Shang Tsung, who's best friends with Sephiroth, who's best friends with Bob the Liquor Fairy, who's best friends with, oh my god, really? How the fuck do you know him in the first place? No, seriously. I can almost see Sailor Moon knowing Freddy Krueger. Think about it. She's a teenager, goes to sleep. Here's Nightmare on your street. And I kind of see that because Fred would try to kill her. And I don't know how she would befriend him. What, use a little handshake of death from the final season of Sailor Moon? Hey, thank you. I'm a good guy now, kind of. I'll just kill people, not you. People lose that premise and what the character's supposed to be. And I even pointed that out. I have this major issue about the premise. People have a premise, and then they totally destroy it. And they wonder, why don't people roleplay with me? No, people don't roleplay with me because I'm considered an elitist asshole. I am. I'm an elitist motherfucking asshole. That's why I teach. Because I'm an elitist asshole. Apparently that's what I'm told. Reason being, I hate crossing. I hate issue 1, 2, and 3. I hate those 3 issues. I hate them. Oh my god, I hate them. I'm stressing this out. I hate the 3 issues. That's why I have so many videos covering issue 1, 2, and 3. Mainly issue 3 because people can't keep it apart. I'll give you an example of what a good example. I'll give you a bad example of issue 3. The person who played Sailor Moon friended Freddy Krueger because their brother and sister are not alive. This is known as, ready? Metagame knowledge. Metagame knowledge. Why would Sailor Moon friend Freddy Krueger? There's no reason for it. But because the players know each other, they're going to link up, per se. And as I stated before in my other videos about this, I have no problem to a certain degree for the metagame knowledge because some people need to get their feet wet with certain characters. Especially if they're canon characters, you gotta get your feet wet. You gotta practice with them. You gotta get used to how they flow compared to how another character would flow. Example, if you play Sailor Moon, Galaxia, and Android 18. I'm throwing these 3 out because most people know who these 3 are. For those of you who don't, let's put this in another perspective. A bratty kid from any action movie, the Terminator, and fuck it, either Conan. For those of you who know the Arnold Conan, that one would be more applicable here, or applicable. But if you don't know the Arnold version of Conan, then we'll go to the newer guy, okay? It still applies, trust me. Now, compare these 3 characters together. You cannot sit there as the Terminator, or as 18, you cannot sit there immediately and hop over to the bratty kid or Sailor Moon. You cannot do that. Your mindset will just not click that fast. You need practice with it. You need to make sure you can get it down. And you don't want to just sit there and do statuses or random yakking bullcrap to yourself. You want to practice. Now, for those who have multiple characters, they won't see the major issue, and that's the problem. They won't see where they're messing up. They'll see that they're acting as Sailor Moon when they're actually acting more like Android 18. They'll see that they're acting like the Terminator when they want to act like Conan. You see the thing. They're not going to see the difference unless you're like contrasting those two characters immediately, and then it shows a little bit more. But that's why it's under the roleplay section, because role players learn to read. Issue 2, learn to fucking read. Because when you don't learn to read, you're going after people whose real life names may just happen to be something off the wall. It may just happen to be like a famous movie person. In fact, even in the movies, they say at the very end, usually, the names and events in this film portrayed are not intended to reflect on any living or dead person's blah 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 blah. It's a whole spiel. It's usually shorter than a paragraph, but it covers the places, the persons, and the events are not meant to reflect any person, place, or event of the same names. It's not. Hell, if they did a video in Tokyo Tower and they called it the Eiffel Tower, which everyone would be like, that's fucking wrong, but that's kind of the example of trying to say. Just because it's a place doesn't mean they're using the actual place. Just because it's a name doesn't mean they are actually using the person. For the love of God, Austin Powers. The guy playing Austin Powers happens to be who? Mike Myers. So you're going to sit there and tell me you're going to look up that Mike Myers and assume he's the one from Halloween. Seriously? Well, no, we wouldn't confuse it that bad. Y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all as a roleplay community, and me as part of the roleplay community, y'all do. Read. 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 Make sure you're going after the right Mike Myers. For the love of God, please. Well, I'm going to just cut it there because I think my point was made. Probably not, because people are too damn stupid to listen, which goes back to issue 2. People cannot listen and or read. People can't read and or listen. It doesn't matter. It just... Just before you add somebody, look at it and make sure you're adding who you think you're adding. Because I know I use Mike Myers a lot, but that's a good example. You got Mike Myers, the actor. You got Mike Myers, the movie villain. You might find a random guy named Michael Myers. His last name is Myers, and his first name happens to be Mike. No, don't even need a fourth. Those 3 by itself should tell you to fucking read. I mean, hell, what if the guy's name happens to be Jackson, and his first name just happens to be Tito or Michael? Oh my God, are you going to go and friend every one of them just because the guy happens to be named Michael Jackson? I mean, holy crap. It's not that guy's fault, usually. It's the parents. And I blame the parents. Well, I can't fully blame the parents because sometimes the parents just don't know. Maybe they don't listen to pop music ever, and they never heard of Michael Jackson. I don't know how, but maybe they didn't. And they happen to have last name Jackson, and they're like, hey, I know a good name. Todd. Well, fuck Todd. Well, how about Mike? Okay, Mike. And there you go. Or is every person that has last name Jordan, are they on the radar too? Anybody named last name Jackson, Jordan, O'Neill? I mean, are all these people being looked at for roleplay? I hope not. Hell, for those of you who go for the anime roleplay all the fucking time, do you not realize that some of those last names are very fucking common? So you're going to have a bunch of combinations of first names in there? Are we not tracking here? Or did we miss something? Oh, I know. Let's look up John Smith. Fuck, you got 186,522 billion chance in getting the John Smith from the movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. No, there's a reason why they went with Smith. It's the most generic name out there. Hell, on most medical records, we put Jane Doe, John Smith. Either or, depending on the situation. Most times they put that because that's a generic name. It's filling in the blanks. It's a generic name. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find 500 John Smiths more likely. If you look it up on Facebook, you'll find 501 or 5,001 or 5,000,001 or... Hold that thought. I'm looking it up. Click, click, click all day long. Click, click. See, I was going to stop it early, but you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look up John Smith. Facebook. Actually, it came up as a tab. I just typed in face and there it was. Hop in on laser. Yes, that has a longer password than you think. Ooh, I got a notification, but that is not why I'm here. I can worry about the notification after the fact. First things first. John Smith. See more results for John Smith. John Smith lives in Miami, Florida. John Smith, University of Nates. John Smith, New York. John Smith, one mutual friend. And it's a picture of a girl. Anime girl, showing her ass. Radio. John Smith, 1985. So wait, hold on. Let's see this one more time. 1976, 1980, 1985. John Smith, married to Zelda Smith. John Smith. John Smith Jr. John Hannibal Smith. Do we see what's going on here? And that's just typing in the name, John Smith, and looking for it on Facebook. Just an example of what the fuck's going on. So you tell me all these John Smiths are the one you happen to be looking for? All of them? All of them. All of them with different ages and everything? Yeah, all of them? All of them? All of them? Fucking read, okay? Can we do that? Role players. Can we do that, please? I'm not asking for much in life. I'm asking for a little common fucking sense. Consistency and common fucking sense. I know common sense is a fucking superpower nowadays, and it was put on display by fucking Deadpool of all people, oh my god. But use some common fucking sense. Read before you add somebody. Just because the name happens to be John Smith doesn't mean it's John Smith you're looking for. We got that? We good? We tracking? Okay. So in summary, for this almost half-hour fucking video, we've covered Gamer Haterade again. And I took a little time to focus on role players because they forget to fucking read. 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 Yeah, read. Yeah. Read. Just fucking read, okay? Just read. I don't care if y'all call me the least asshole or not. I don't care if y'all call me the greatest teacher of all time or not. I don't care if y'all call me a jackass or not. I don't care if y'all call me a shithead or not. I don't care if y'all call me a fucker or not. I don't give a fuck. Just fucking read. Stop giving the roleplay community a bad name by trying to add people who really shouldn't be added, by fucking around. Let the other gamers wreck their own gamer reputation. Just let them do it themselves. Okay? Okay. Thank you, and have a good night.